What ignited my need to do this? Oh well, let's see. Going through the divorce and facing the state of my relationship and also of my marriage was necessary because I had to find myself again. In a way, in the process, I've lost part of my identity. Considering that I left my country, I started a new life in London with a person that I barely knew really. I met him while I was working in the Maldives and I didn't know him well. So I chose to do this because I wanted it, but you know, in life you don't know what something is until you go through it and you experience it. So after experiencing it, I realized that my life wasn't satisfying and I couldn't really go any further because this type of life was killing me. So I had to make a decision and face the unknown, and so I did. Then after the divorce, it was time to get to know myself because I partly lost myself in the process. And for me, traveling was one way to do this. I needed to feel my spirit soar again, and I had lived a life that it wasn't representing me, and I was feeling like it wasn't satisfying. Saying yes to my spirit and go traveling, it was for me a big deed. Inside myself, I wanted to face my fears and I wanted to move beyond that. That was very important to me because I had lived in a very long period of full of fears. So Antarctica served me quite well in this respect because it was a good test for me right then. You know, once you say yes to your spirit and you allow yourself to expand, then you can't really shrink back to who you were. I tell more in depth about my journey, my challenge in Antarctica in my book, Antarctic Odyssey, A New Beginning. And so from that, I can understand why when I went back home in UK, I couldn't fit there. I couldn't fit. It just wasn't possible. I had to follow my heart. So in a way, I can understand why going through that crisis made me realize that I wanted to learn to fly because it was something that I always wanted to do. So it was actually listening to my heart again. And say yes to becoming a pilot. Learning to fly in itself, it's an experience that it was a very good metaphor for life because you learn every time you're in the air and the experience never ends, really. It's like life. It was saying yes to go for life. Then also thinking of the other thing that happened to me was discovering my life purpose. Again, that's another test on why it entails the responsibility to act accordingly to your life purpose, your what you want to do on a daily basis. So it becomes impossible to go back to the old you. You have to do something on a daily basis to move forward and to go towards what you want to implement and what you want to bring into your life and in the life of others. How did I respond to haters? You see, when you face a life crisis like a divorce, the process really makes you become very aware of who you are. And at the same time, you also become aware who are the right people that you want to relate to. And also the right people you can share your projects and thoughts with. You become aware that you are vulnerable. And knowing that you can be wounded very easily, it really helps you to protect yourself, and protecting yourself becomes paramount. So especially like in my case, if you have crazy plans, it's even more important, because if you disclose your plans to somebody who is not similar-minded type of person, it will destroy them, and for you it will be even more difficult to regain momentum and energy and hope and enthusiasm. Fundamental is to surround yourself with people who are not detractors, but they are people who really are good supporters. The other thing I also learned is that not necessarily your nest of kin are the best people to share your project with. So all in all, I would say a very important lesson.